Your school from the house.
Depends on when I started. It was on Rechav Yafo.
And
No, not Rechav Yafo, Rechav King George.
King George.
It's even closer, near Rechav Yafo. That's where the school was.
Yeah. And you would walk
Yeah,
every
the
day.
back way.
The back way.
King George and Yafo, that I know. You know, that's the diagonal intersection
Yes.
there,
Right.
by where Strauss starts. King George becomes
Right.
Strauss on the other side of Yafo.
So that's where your school, beginning years, your school was.
Yes.
Okay. So then you went to a different school, or you stayed in that school the whole
I
time?
stayed in that school for a year and a half. That's all I went to school there.
And then that was it? No more school?
That was it.
How come?
Because the first 2 years I didn't go to school.
Oh, wow. So, how, that must have been terribly difficult. Coming from the United States and being in school regularly I
made friends, American Girls Club.
And were there other girls like you that were not in school?
Yeah, they were maybe a little older or what. Yes, they were.
You had an American Girls Club?
Yeah, she went with one, I don't even remember her name anymore. Ruthie went with her this one's uncle. He liked Ruthie, but when she came to write letters, my mother asked Anne to write the letters, and so can you imagine?
That's terribly sad.
Yeah. She was with her grandparents. They had a grocery store.
No
So she
kidding.
worked.
Right in Shari Chesed, or where?
Yes, along
Local.
the streets, yes. From the apartment, whatever, they had a store.
It must have been amazing. Well, Machne Yehuda was there then, right? Those buildings are
Sure.
old. Those are still...
Oh,
Machne Yehuda is the same. It's
it's
just
the same,
expanded.
It's the same.
So it's a little bigger, but same.
To me, it
right?
was big.
It was huge.
To my mind,
Yeah.
it was big.
It was big then.
There was. So did you walk to the old city, or you stayed away from there? I know that you couldn't really get to the Kotel because it
Anne
was...
went to when the Praot began. When it began, Anne that day walked around the Chomrat Yerushalayim.
Really?
Yeah. See, I had friends. She took them away from me.
Anne took them away from you?
Yeah,
Why?
They were older than me. They were American, speaking English. That's what I'm saying. In other words,
So who did you hang out with then if she
So
took your
there
friends away?
there had others. See, and we Anne and I would wash the floors. That's where we'd get some pennies.
You'd wash your floors or other people's
No,
floors?
the kitchen, the
In your
stove,
house?
In the house,
And help your mom?
yeah.
And she'd give you pennies?
Yeah, I don't remember what, but we got some pennies for it.
But I imagine it was so terribly boring. But you say not,
But
because
I
you were
could- with
running in
Anne,
the
I was able
fields.
to play. And
You had a buddy. You just played every day.
It was open.
Wow. Tell your British officer story. I like that one.
We went, it was Anne and I, we went to the post office and we wanted to ask him some directions. So we asked him and he answers and we ran away and burst out laughing. We didn't understand the word. He was a Scotsman.
Was he on a horseback? I remember you telling me this. You approached him, he was so
You didn't
high up.
understand his accent.
No, not at all. He spoke the same language, but with no
I had
understanding.
no idea what it was.
That's
We
My
laughed.
battery
We
was
laughed.
going.
Okay,
We
so
knew-
Yeah.
stop it.
We knew he spoke English, but we didn't understand him.
It's funny. You had good memories from
And I
there.
went with Anne a lot. I mean, we had each other, so we weren't that, without
Lonely,
friends. Yeah.
right. Wow. And you never felt like it was dangerous when you were running around Jerusalem?
Dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, there were Arabs
what-
and there
what-
were, I don't know.
What frightened me was after when
Yeah.
it first broke
The
out.
uprising. I mean, there was...
put flares on the mountains.
Oh, I remember you telling
And
me
these
this.
flares frightened me.
Yeah.
They were looking for Arabs, whatever.
Right.
But these flares frightened me. And
They did.
I think I got fever that one. I woke up with fever.
Because
I
of
was
that.
very frightened by
You
it.
were always a little nervous. You know, like,
I'm supposed to be calm.
you should be calm.
No. People look at me and don't know that I'm a nervous person.
Because you keep it inside you. You just eat it up. You can shut it, babe. You don't have to. I know your battery's dying.
No?
We can always continue another time.
Okay.
You tell good stories. I like your stories. I remember the soldier story, though.
Yes,
That's
and
one of
that's
my
why you
favorite
went.
ones. Yeah, I know that one.